I call the member for Balmain.
Thank you very much, Mr Temporary Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity to make a comment regarding this Public Accounts Committee report. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the work of the committee members, in particular the chair of the committee, who I've had the pleasure of having some discussion with on this matter, and I appreciate the engagement and intelligence of the members who have worked on this project. When it comes to this matter, firstly can I say on the positive, because I like to be positive. I like to be positive in this place with so much negativity. But I wanted to congratulate the committee in pushing for changes to be made to the... I'm saying positive things here, won't be quiet now. Pushing for changes to be made to the electricity market in relation to demand-side options. Very important. Very important. A very important thing that they've done. And these measures are part of the solution to controlling peak demand for electricity and the associated issues of overinvestment in distribution and network infrastructure. So this is critical in terms of keeping power bills down, something I think all of us would agree, and managing those demand-side options is very important. There are some matters that I would like to address though, because the report does talk in a positive way when it comes to electricity privatisation. Well, it addresses the matter of electricity privatisation. We Greens do not support the privatisation of electricity. We think that keeping power infrastructure in public hands means that coal-fired power stations can be closed down at minimal costs. They can be replaced where appropriate with solar thermal and with wind in particular. We know that there are a lot of options discussed. One of the options I'd like to identify was carbon capture and storage. We know that this money could be better spent on renewable energy projects. It's an expensive stopgap, and while I understand the committee looked at a whole raft of different issues, that's one issue I'd like to draw the House's attention to that we believe is something which is not positive to move forward with in the future. Obviously, it engages the issue of coal seam gas and nuclear power. You know the Greens' position is on coal seam gas in terms of our concern for it, around it, and also when it comes to nuclear power. We know that even if we replaced all coal with gas, when it comes to the New South Wales industry, it would probably reduce our emissions by about, say, from 63 million tonnes a year to only about 32 million tonnes. So the money should be invested in renewable energy. There's also another issue when it comes, of course, to the cost-effective form of energy. The most cost-effective at the moment, even though solar PV is quite fast catching up, is wind power. While it's mentioned in the body of the report, the committee doesn't address these draft wind energy guidelines, which in our view are problematic. There's $11 million in investment ready and waiting to go. Wind energy is the most cost-effective renewable energy resource, and it plays a crucial role in the transition which must happen to 100% renewable energy. The draft guidelines have a range of unrealistic restrictions, and it's our view that those restrictions should be reviewed by this government and lifted. We're looking at the jobs, around 4,000 jobs being created in new wind generation, and there's the opportunity to save around 17 million tonnes of CO2s from the state's greenhouse gas output if those things are taken on. Finally, of course, there is a concern about the Collawarra coal mine. We know that we require about $3.4 billion in support from the public purse over its lifetime to make it viable. And we know that the committee didn't recommend that the government maybe sell or lease the yet-to-build coal mine, and that's something I think that the government needs to really seriously consider. Are we going to hand over billions of dollars in subsidies to a shonky decision that was made in the first place? Finally, when it comes to coal, we know that there's a range of conservative figures based on the carbon emissions from the energy generations of coal costs between around $2.4 billion and $6.9 billion per year in health and other costs. We know there's massive federal subsidies when it comes to coal. Federal government investing billions of dollars of taxpayer money in coal infrastructure, in particular rail and road as well, to support the coal industry. If it had to stand on its own merits, it would fail, in particular when it comes to the capacity of solar moving forward in the next decades. So I'd like to thank the committee for their investigation on this matter. I acknowledge the hard work done by all of those involved, including the Secretariat, and look forward to an ongoing discussion.
Question is